All right, free agency, while it doesn't begin yet for another 48 hours roughly, we do know this. Jalen Ramsey said no to Detroit. Cameron Sutton said, show me where to sign. Isaiah BUGGS coming back, and I think we're going to be looking at the Lions making a few more additions in the free agency period in the next few days. So let's talk about all this, and maybe just a little bit more, in today's Lions Talk Live. Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for tuning in to Lions Talk Live today. And I'm sure we're all paying attention to NFL.com or whatever other websites you want to go to see all the different changes and notices that are popping up left and right over this player going here, this one signed there, etc. What we do know is the Lions were turned down by Jalen Ramsey. We do know that he said he'd rather go somewhere else. And we also now know that Brad Holmes already had a plan in place where to go next. Before we get further into the video, though, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Please consider hitting that subscription button, leaving a thumbs up, or maybe even sharing some thoughts in the comments section below. Now, let's talk about, now that we know what the Lions did with the majority of their currently available free agent money, what are they going to do with the rest? Yes, they're going to potentially re-sign more players who became free agents off last year's team. But is there any areas that we should really be targeting here to upgrade the defense or add some pieces to the offense? Let's dive into it. It would appear to me, at least, and you guys go ahead and offer your thoughts on this, but cornerback was probably the biggest need on the team, especially when looking at just the defense. Sutton, while he may not be Jalen Ramsey, let's also be honest. He's 27. He'll be 28 by the time the season starts. He's, 5'11" and a half, and he's a very good corner. Is he a top 3 or 4 or 5 corner in all the NFL? No, he's not. Is he somewhere, depending on who you're asking, a top 10 to maybe top 15? I'd say, yeah, you could probably get that out of the vast majority of people scouting and looking around the NFL. So the Lions, whose unfortunately cornerback room did not grade out the highest around the NFL, added a key piece, a veteran leader, which, let's be fair, the Lions overall are a very young team. And that definitely shows on the defense, which had 5 rookies starting throughout most of last year. But now you've added a veteran. Now you've added somebody with some savvy, some experience, and that can help develop other younger players. Now, a position that was gravely weak for Detroit now looks a little bit better. How much will this affect the NFL draft? I guess we'll wait and see. Do the Lions take a corner in the first round? Do they take one in the second round? Or are they just going to say, hey, Okudah and Jacobs, you're our guys. Well, let's round out our group there. The other news I'm sure we all know is that Isaiah BUGGS was re-signed. And while I don't think this is a game changer, it is nice to have him out there for the team. Because he is, no matter who we take in the draft, if we sign somebody else in free agency, BUGGS is who he is. He's a positive influence in the locker room. He is a leader, and he is a great rotational piece. When looking around the NFL, it looks like a Jets for Packers with Packers deal for Aaron Rodgers is going to be announced either today or in the next few days. There are multiple league sources that say that it's basically a done deal. They've just got to, cross some T's, dot some I's, finalize a few little factors here and there. So maybe even by the time this video is out, word could be out that it's a done deal. But if you look there and say, okay, the Packers are more than likely going through a serious shift. Chicago, the Bears, while they did a great thing for their team with the trade of the number 1 pick, let's be fair also that it's going to take some time for a lot of those rookies to develop. So it means if the Minnesota Vikings can't repeat, winning whatever it was, 10 games by less than a score, that the Lions really have the budding ability to potentially win the NFC next year. Let me correct one thing, the NFC North. So beyond that, I think we'd all be happy if they won the overall NFC, but you get my gist, that they'd have a great opportunity to win the division. So news is going to be coming out left and right throughout the rest of this week. People are signing here and there. Some people are going to get signed quicker, and you're going to see other people trying to wait. But here's my thinking here. Let me know what you guys think about this. Now that we've helped upgrade the cornerback room, I would say as far as the defense, linebacker, and then potentially defensive tackle, interior lineman would be the next areas I would target. who would you be knocking on their door and asking them, would you sign with Detroit right now? Me, if you've watched Lions Talk Live for a while, you know I've said Levante David and Bobby Wagner would be huge upgrades for this team. Yes, I get they're a little bit older, but I also get both of them are still playing at an elite level. If you look at the last 2 years on both of these guys, their stat sheets are off the charts. There's a reason why they're still both top 5 linebackers, and they both can cover in the passing game. Something the Lions really haven't had since, in my opinion, the mid to late 90s, a linebacker who can cover the pass. All right, I won't make this a very long video, but you get it. The Sutton coming into town, great deal. 3 years, $33 million, 22.5 of it guaranteed. You know, big addition for this team. Area of need just got a whole lot better. What they do from here, well, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, but I really do hope they target and can get Levante or Bobby to come sign in Detroit. And after that, do you have enough space? Do you have to create some space to go get a defensive tackle? If we can do that, then I think we can all say, looking at the draft, it's just take the best players available. Take to anybody, if you really feel like somebody's going to pan out and do something, we just build this team's depth, create competition for minutes, and starting opportunities. And I'll say this as a coach, anytime you can force people to compete to get what they want, those players are all going to get better. And that means the team gets better too. All right, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Hit that subscription button, leave a thumbs up, and some comments down below. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see if there's any more breaking news. I'll jump back on as quick as I can. We'll see you next time on Lions Talk Live.